Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So Xmen Days of Future Past has been out around a week now, so I thought it was about that time to start talking about spoilers, and I want to give you a proper review of this movie anyway. So I saw it last Thursday, a week ago. Didn't get around to making a video, but I thought, now I've seen it, I want to talk about the spoilers, I want to talk about the movie. It is a really good movie. It's a big improvement over The Last Stand. Recently X-Men's been getting a little bit downhill with The Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine, but the Wolverine I really enjoyed. I did make a review of it on my other channel. Check it out, it's called KDTTV69. Haven't made a video for ages, my laptop got busted, I just didn't make videos for a very long time. But I'm going to start making videos again, movie reviews, gaming reviews, all that sort of stuff. Just general nerdy stuff that I want to be making videos on. So yeah. This one is definitely a big improvement over the others. In my opinion, this is the best X-Men film to date. A lot of people would say X-Men 2 is the best, but this one is definitely the best for me so far, and I'm really excited for X-Men Apocalypse. So, the basic premise of the movie is that Bolivar Trask, played by Peter Dinklage, who is awesome. Every scene he was in I thought was pretty funny though, because all the mutants are really big and Peter Dinklage is supposedly the mutants' biggest threat, yet he's like so tiny compared to them. But I really liked him. I'm not discriminating against small people, don't think I'm doing that. I think Peter Dinklage did a really good part in this movie. Bolivar Trask isn't actually a dwarf, like, in the comics. He's a normal, normal, I don't want to say normal, because dwarves are normal. He's a regular-sized man, like any of us. But the way that he was played by Peter Dinklage in this movie was so good, you would have thought that he always was a dwarf in the comics, because Peter Dinklage, it's like they were just like, Peter Dinklage is a great actor, we should just throw him in there, it doesn't matter about what Bolivar Trask is like, let's just have Peter Dinklage in this movie. And at first I thought, you can't do that, you can't just throw someone in. But then they did it with Amazing Spider-Man 2. They had Jamie Foxx play Electro, who is originally white, and Jamie Foxx did a really good job as Electro. And I enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I thought they didn't ruin that, and they didn't ruin the way they had Bolivar Trask in this movie, portrayed completely differently from how he is in the comics. So I really liked Bolivar Trask in this movie. But the basic premise is that he is making these sentinels to destroy mutants, and Wolverine is sent back in time by Professor Xavier. It's never explained how he's alive. I remember at the end of the Wolverine, the post-credit sequence, I also made a video on that a long time ago. It was never really explained how Professor Xavier's alive. He just turns up in the Wolverine in the end credits, and with Magneto, and that's it really. In this movie, he's just there from the beginning. If you haven't seen the Wolverine post-credits, you'll probably be a little bit confused as to why he's in this movie. But yeah, he's alive after his death in The Last Stand. We watched him explode in front of our eyes, yet he's right here. It's like they just forgot about The Last Stand, which is pretty much what happens with this movie. I'll go into that a little bit later. But yeah, Kitty Pryde sends Wolverine back in time because Professor Xavier was going to go back to talk to his original self to stop Mystique from killing Bolivar Trask so that the Sentinels don't exist and all this palaver. And but Kitty Pryde sends Wolverine back in time because he's the only one that can survive it, because he can obviously heal, and that's what the basic premise is. That Wolverine goes back in time to stop Mystique from killing Bolivar Trask, to stop the Sentinels from taking out all the mutants. And he meets up with Professor Xavier, the original, played by James McAvoy, and he meets up with Magneto, who is in prison after the events of X-Men First Class. He's broken out of prison by Quicksilver, who steals every scene he's in. Quicksilver is awesome in this movie. He's hilarious. One of the best scenes is when they break into the Pentagon, and Quicksilver's just running around. The whole room stops because he's so fast, and it was a really funny scene. I really enjoyed that scene. Quicksilver was probably my favourite character in the whole movie. So yeah, they break Magneto out of prison, and that is our movie. So yeah, the big I like how this one, Wolverine is still the main character, but they don't focus on him the whole movie. Like with the other X-Men movies, Wolverine is pretty much focused on. He has 2 movies to himself, for God's sake. So I like how this one wasn't completely based on him. It was more like Mystique and Professor Xavier's movie. Their sort of contrast in the movie is more expanded upon than Wolverine is, which I really liked. And yeah, I really enjoyed how the movie was done. So yeah, I really like that, how Wolverine wasn't just thrown in there like he normally is. I mean, obviously I like the X-Men movies. I didn't really like Last Stand like everyone else. I didn't really like X-Men Origins. That was terrible. The way they dealt with Deadpool, they should be executed for that. But yeah, I really like that. But what I didn't really like is how they threw mutants into the movie. Like Storm's in this movie, she didn't really need to be. I mean, she was good in the movie. Halle Berry was really good in the movie. I'm glad Storm was in the movie. It's just without her, the movie wouldn't have been much different. Same with like Colossus. Same with Iceman. They didn't really play a big part. And I really like seeing Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen back as Professor X and Magneto, but they weren't really in it that much either. I mean, I'm glad they're in it. Like, I'm not complaining that they weren't in it that much, because I like how James McAvoy's and Michael Fassbender's Xavier and Magneto were like more a bigger part. I really liked that. That was really good. But yeah, they weren't in it that much, like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart respectively. They weren't in it too much. I mean, it was still a really good movie. Like, it's just more focused upon the past, if you get what I mean. Like, and Wolverine in the whole movie pretty much has bone claws. We never see him use his metal claws, which, I don't like the bone claws. They don't really, obviously they have to be there because he's in the past. He doesn't have his metal claws at this point. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the bone claws. But anyway, I just, the movie is a very, very enjoyable movie. And I recommend anyone, even if you're not a fan of X-Men, if you're just a Marvel fan in general, if you're just a fan of movies in general, go see it. It is really enjoyable. The action scenes are awesome, especially the Quicksilver scene that I mentioned earlier. That was awesome. So yeah, but basically the end of this movie, I'm going to spoil the ending for you, because obviously this is a spoiler video. The end of this movie, it wasn't what I expected. Like, basically, by the end of this movie, the events of The Last Stand, they didn't happen. That is the end of the movie. Like, it confused me at first. Like, Wolverine wakes up and he's back in modern times. He's like, oh, okay, I survived all that shit. And then he sees Jean Grey and Cyclops, and I was like, these people are dead. And then Professor X is in his office, and, basically what happened is Wolverine saved the world from the Sentinels. Therefore, Jean Grey's alive, Cyclops is alive. The ending just confused me. I was like, is Wolverine in mutant heaven? It was weird, but I really, really liked the movie. The ending was good. Like, I love the way they're like, Last Stand sucked. Let's just get rid of it out of our timeline. Let's just do that. And that's pretty much what they did. It doesn't bother me that much. But yeah, it was a great movie. Oh, and after the credits, there is a post-credit sequence, and it does lead to X-Men Apocalypse. We see Apocalypse building the pyramids, which was really awesome. I was really happy to see that. So yeah, but he's really young in the post-credit scene. Apparently that's not the actual Apocalypse that's going to be in X-Men Apocalypse. Apparently he's going to be an older actor. We don't know who he is yet, he's not been casted, but I look forward to see who that is, and I really look forward to seeing X-Men Apocalypse, because I enjoyed X-Men Days of Future Past a fuckload. And yeah, X-Men is back on track now, so I recommend you go see this movie. It's great. You won't be disappointed if you like Marvel, X-Men, if you enjoy movies. You won't be disappointed with this one. It is a very, very enjoyable movie. I will give it a 5 out of 5 actually, because it is that enjoyable. It deserves that from me. So yeah, let me know what you would give the movie. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your favourite X-Men movie is. Obviously my one is Days of Future Past so far. It was incredible. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you like what you see, subscribe, like. I'll be bringing out more videos soon, so thank you for watching, and goodbye.